Hello everyone, this is Bigalski,
And GTB.
and this is Chapter 8 of Ninja Gaiden Black on Normal for the Xbox One, showing how to make the time limits and ender chapter bonuses. Except for the essence sometimes, really it's just about the kills and the time. But drag the essence from the bats. This is what happens if you try to jump too soon towards him. Yeah, I know it. You can do the Warhammer there. You could maybe get another ET, but again, our goal is making the time limits. Go to Miramasa if I need to buy something. I forget if I do. But again, I'm just trying to make the time limit, so I just flip up here and and kill these guys. Again, dragging the essence from the bats.
I do love the flails. The flail UT is so satisfying. Oh, Ripping Thunder is so good. That's forward YYY. I know we tend to just call it Ripping Thunder. If anyone's wondering, it's like towards YYY with the level 2 flails.
Well, look how the smoke bomb really confused them. They ran towards that, so I was able to get behind them. You can go and go around the corner on the other side, like you're going to the Hydra Cubus fight. The guys that I killed at the beginning will respawn there. I come this way. Make sure you get your scarabs if you need to. But you could kill those guys and maybe drag some essence there. You could also no-look attack. But I just said, you know what, I'm just going to, kill that guy with the Ripping Thunder and chain with the UT. Again, it's making time limits. It's not about maxing out score. Good Shuriken there, because sometimes that could go anywhere.
Yeah, if you actually hold the stick, you can like give Ryu a hint, He doesn't always do it, but if you hold the stick like in the direction of where the enemy is you want to hit, like you can kind of tell him like, okay, Ryu, I want to throw it this way.
I didn't roll behind that. I was trying to roll behind that, and I kind of got caught on the edge there, so I knew I was going to be in trouble. Yeah. Now here, when you jump on their head, even though you don't have celerity, since they reload, you have time to fully charge. But if it was a guy with a soldier with the gun, he'd probably start shooting at you before you could charge, since you don't have celerity.
Yeah. One thing to note as well about the rocket launcher guys, if you launch them, even if they have a rocket loaded, they will have to reload when they stand up. They won't have a rocket still loaded when they get back up.
I got blasted. And see, I have a tendency to X plus A lot, and I targeted the wrong guy here, but I brought that out, I went back to that fight to respawn so I could drag the essence up here. This is a tough time limit to make if you're just trying to fight them. And again, I X plus A so I don't hit the wall. I was lucky that I killed 2 there. I've had one where the rocket will, again, I was afraid to hit the wall while my on landing. But I've had the rocket guy shoot the guy I killed at first and shoot him all the way down to the the end, and then he doesn't dissolve, and then the time limit runs out, and he's like, wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, some of these time limits are really quite short. I know we've mentioned it before, but, on normal, it can be a bit deceptive, because once you stop going for time limits and going for score, you realize that the time limits on normal, like, they want you to be really, really fast in taking these guys out.
So here, I just roll into the no-look attack with the Lunar. And then you can kind of tell when they're moving up, because you can kind of feel the screen adjust a little bit, so that's when you know to release. But I like that. Smack. Again, you can be faster with the Warhammer, but again, I wanted to just make sure, I got my UT. Now, what I'm doing here, it's going to show the transition, but I'm going to run back across, jump on the wire, go and get my Life of 1,000 Gods that I didn't get in Chapter 4. So here, just charge up. Again, I like using the flails because the long, I guess, duration it goes. What would you call that for the UT?
The UT. Yeah, duration. I mean, it's one of the I think it is the longest UT in the game, isn't it? Aside from the Dark Dragon Blade.
Well, I mean, the distance it'll cover. Like if I was with the Dragon Sword there, it wouldn't have hit at all.
Yeah, it's got one of the best ranges of the UTs that you need to hit an enemy for them to start. I think the only thing that is longer is actually the Dark Dragon Blade.
So here, a mistake I make, throw the Shuriken, and then I go into my menus. Then I thought, you see the pause here, it's like, wait a minute. I just went into my menu, so it's not going to explode. So wait for it to explode before you go into your menu, because as you can see, I'm going to have to use that again. And here's one of the few really karma run methods, to ET through and then, use the blue from that to get another UT. People do that a lot, whenever you're going for score. Whereas before, when we first started, hey, if you did a UT or an ET, that was it. So the game's evolved so much, but again, this is just about time limits. And a couple things I wanted to do on these fights, I dragged the essence on the first one, dragged the essence on this one, and again, you'll see me X+A to kind of get where they are, because I jumped so bad. It's sad. It really is. I remember Jason. Jason was like, man, can't you run straight? I was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Now here, the only reason I show this is because I've seen some people play. Again, I like watching Twitch and Mixer, and people on very hard and Master Ninja will forget to get the double arrow. They think it's a scarab reward, but actually it's going to be right here.
I think there's also a Jewel of the Demon Seal in there on those difficulties. I could be wrong, but...
Now, I decided not to drag the essence on this to just Nimpo. Now, you want to do it early because if you run a little bit farther than what I did, those guys tend to split up and then it won't hit. So again, you can do the fights, a couple different ways. And then I think I'd go up and refill while I'm here.
Yeah, you might as well. You can save your Nimpo and save your elixirs. Although, if for whatever reason, like if you're going for those end of chapter time bonuses, if you need to burn an essence bonus to get your full Nimpo bonus, it's more than worth it to sacrifice that for the Nimpo bonus. It's worth far more points.
I'm a great sniper. I can't even hit a rat. Again, I X+A. And I use the Warhammer here because the time limiter is a little bit slower. And then that way I want to be able to, make sure I get it for sure. But actually, maybe get another ET out of it if you're going for score. But again, I keep saying that. But here I go ahead and get my Dabi, get my, and I get my strongbow. So again, I wanted to do something a little bit different here. Instead of doing the no-look attack or dragging the essence or whatever, I'm just going to work. See, I jump and cling the wall. I can't go straight. I can't go straight.
But you realized it and didn't do a wall attack. That's the important thing. The strongbow is actually really good for the soldiers, just the regular arrows. And one thing to bear in mind, actually, and it wasn't until I'd started doing...
so here's the no-look attack on this. You can come in and do that. You can do it on both fights, but, I just wanted to show you, again, a couple different ways. So sorry for interrupting there.
It's cool. I'll say the Debillero is the range helps too. But yeah, one thing to note with the strongbow, there are tons of ninjas throughout the game with arrows in them that you can pick up, and you can do that as many times as you like. And the strongbow arrows are very, very powerful. So don't be afraid to abuse them.
So here's this fight right here. Again, with me and my zoom, I try to... see, I just have to zoom. But then it costs me. So again, I just kind of blindly shoot a couple times. It's like, you know what? I'm just a zoom player. I've accepted my fate and adjust accordingly. But after this fight, this guy on the rockets in the window, it could just be... You never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, it is really frustrating. It's why having the strongbow is better, though, because you can kill him in 2 shots, whereas with the regular bow, he can take 3. And you can easily fail the time bonus if he doesn't show up when he's supposed to.
I forgot to get the kills and the time again. I'll add it at the end of the video in a text. But again, yeah, you can shoot him, and after I heard him, I wanted to go over here to kind of stop, but you notice the timer never came up until just now.
Yep.
But one thing, a lot of people just come straight up here after they come out of the unlockable gate, or the, when you can unlock it. Mm-hmm. So they'll forget to, they just come to the right to the end of the chapter. They forget about going back to the city. So go back to the city. I think the time limit was 18 minutes, and I think the kills were 50. I'll double check and add it on there. But that's it, guys. We'll see you in Chapter 9.
Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.